It's in the vineyard. Everything is in the vineyard. That's the key element.
For over 100 years, 5 generations of the Corkrum family have called Spring Valley home, tending the wheat and living off the land. Uriah Corkrum began farming at an early age, and by 1897 had made this land his own. His son Frederick joined him, and before long had become the head mule skinner for a thriving wheat harvest. By 1929, Frederick had married Nina Lee Moore. The farm grew, and the land sustained them. Today, Frederick and Nina Lee's daughter Sherry and her husband Dean Derby continue the rich and generational family tradition of wheat farming in Spring Valley.
Back in the early 90s, people were beginning to take notice of the Walla Walla Valley as far as growing grapes for wine, and we saw that we needed to diversify the wheat operation. So we put grapes in 1993, started out with 2 acres of grapes, and they went so well that we decided to put in more. Our son was working in Chicago at the time, so he came out to build out the winery and inside a machine shed that had been on the place for probably 30 years. And when he got it finished, then Dean said, well, Devin, do you want to come out and make wine? And Devin said, might as well.
Some of the really, really wonderful things that Devin did, you realize that making wine in small lots by hand was going to really be the way that Spring Valley was going to make a name for itself. And so he learned how to do that. He as Sherry said, he asked a lot of questions, had a work ethic that wouldn't quit. His first vintage was 99, and then really started doing well, and he scored a 94 in Wine Spectator 2 years later. But along the way, he realized he needed some good help, and he had made friends with a Frenchman named Serge Laville. When we had the terrible accident and our son Devin was killed in 2004, we asked Serge if he would stay on full time.
I started to work for Spring Valley for the crush 2002. It was my first crush. And I learned a lot with Devin. I learned winemaking in France, but as I say, I learned Washington winemaking with Devin. In the wine we make, in all the wine we make at Spring Valley, there is a little bit of Devin in each vintage, because I'm not changing anything in the way the wine are made. Everything is made the same way. We use small fermenter. We hand punch down. It's a hard job, but that's how we make good wine. You have to give some of your strength, some of your sweat to make good wine. That was the philosophy of David. You know, you grow with superior grapes, and you just don't screw it up. You make it right. It's very important to be in your vineyard very often, especially at the the moment that your fruit is ready. You know, your fruit, your flavor are here and here and here, and your sugar too. And you know, there is a peak. And you have to catch the fruit when it's perfectly ready. And of course, we are looking for flavors. We are looking for how the fruit is tasting. Beautiful. Beautiful vintage coming. Then it's good to go. We pick and we crush. This fermenter, it's almost finished wine. It's very liquid, it's very easy to consume. All the sugar have been transformed into alcohol already. And there's plenty of color, you can see. All the extraction is ready.
Oh, it's steaming and everything.
What we try to achieve in all our wine is first to respect the vineyard, of course, so maximum fruit in our wine, just the right amount of oak. We want this wine to be elegant. And we have always this vineyard smell, which is fresh cut wheat, fresh cut hay, dry wild herbs in the vineyard. When you walk in the vineyard, you smell those things, especially during the summer. And you can find those in your glass, and that's the terroir. That's what we want in our wine. That's what makes our wine so distinct. And that's all in the nose here.
Following in the footsteps of the Corkrum family tradition, Dean and Sherry Derby continue farming in Spring Valley. Working closely with winemaker Serge Laville, they share a respect for the land by practicing sustainable agricultural methods. Their passion and commitment for winemaking will ensure the continued excellence of Spring Valley Vineyard's award-winning wines for generations to come.
And that's the story.